And how's everybody doing this fine Monday? I hope everybody had a great weekend. My weekend went pretty well, pretty well. I can't complain. Everybody's doing well in Pittsburgh. We drove back on Friday and Saturday and got my first really good workout in today. I did about an hour and 45 minutes worth of very strenuous activity. I still got a volume training class to join my wife for tonight. I believe she's doing legs, which means I'm going to be buried tomorrow. But today I thought we would just have an interesting, topical discussion about orthorexia, because it's a word that I get spoken to about so much. And the more I've researched orthorexia, I honestly believe it's just kind of a made up thing to scare people away from fitness. And I hate to say that. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but my theory is just as valid as anybody else's because it is actually not a recognized diagnosis as of yet. It is literally something that is not a recognized diagnosis. It is the thing that the mainstream media and every fat acceptance person tries to scare you with when you talk about fitness and health. They try to say that you have an eating disorder, but orthorexia is not even recognized as an eating disorder. We are just going to talk about a few things about it. I do think that there is something to people getting obsessive about certain issues. Give me 1 second. I'm going to add this, but I'm not going to
processed food, meat, dairy, egg.
Okay, because this is the video that I saw that just kind of popped this into my mind, and then I started doing a little bit of research on it. First of all, hello everybody in the chat. We had a wonderful visit up with my parents. My mother's surgery went well. My birthday went well. Crystal has treated me really, 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 really good, and we are just having fun. We had a good time driving back. Yogi, our puppy, did amazing. Amazing. It was our first ride in the car that long ever. She just chilled in the back seat and didn't cause any issues. And our puppy is only 6 months old. And Crystal has it to the point now we can just leave the dog alone. Don't need to crate her or anything like that in the house. She doesn't chew anything, destroy anything, or anything like that. So if you're looking for a puppy update, that's it. She's awesome. Probably the best puppy ever. I'll say it. I don't give a fuck if you guys think your puppy's better. I don't believe you. Just saying. But saying hi to everybody real quick. Baba Yaga's Chicken. What's going on? Rocky Bloba has joined us. Angel Marks, this is a disturbing icon with Amberlynn Reed's face and Rocky's body and a hoagie. That's disturbing. I don't even know what made you think about that. Orthorexia is obsession with only eating food you deem healthy. I don't even think so. I don't even think so. I don't think it exists. I mean, we're going to get into this. Olga, Betsy, Desert Fox, how are you? He's back. Is Alchemy still the 15th? As far as I know, it is absolutely still the 15th. We are encapsulating right now. And I will know, I have a message out to Sean Torbati from Ambrosia Collective. He will be letting me know. I am extremely excited. If it's not the 15th, it would be the 22nd. But I'm super excited. I believe it is going to be the 15th. So very excited. Let's see. Tiger Jones, how you doing? Manga, how are you? Gothica, what's going on? Kimberly, least interesting one in the world. Terry, how are you? Anna, how are you? Not going to try to pronounce your name, kid, but what's up? Janet, Jessica, Blue Noodle, Gothica. Yeah, I was always suspicious of this as well. What my issue with orthorexia was I would get emotionally angry at people if they offered me junk food and snap at people. Not anymore, but it's still politely decline. Why does that make it so you have an eating disorder? Especially if you're trying to get healthy. If you're first of all, if they know that you're trying to get healthy, it's rude of them to fucking offer. We're going to get into it, but I still don't think that that's an eating disorder. I really don't. Getting upset at people for offering you something that is unhealthy. I mean, we should kind of view it that way. The societal pressure to eat junk food, drink alcohol, and smoke is just ridiculous. It's there's societal pressure for the unhealthy shit. It's crazy. Nick, what's going on? Cookies, how are you? Olga, what does that mean? What if I consider a marshmallow are healthy for me? Right? I mean, seriously, it's such an open, broad term. I can't even get over it. So I got a meeting at work soon, but I'm down to 140. Getting it done. Getting it done. Obsession with healthy eating. Well, given the obesity rates, that's we're gonna get into that for real. Like, I mean, Jessica, Janie K, Jumbo, everything I eat is a concern value. Exactly. And Hannah, missed you guys too. Thank you very much. It was nice. It was nice being off, but I got to be real. It was some stressful days because obviously I went up there for my mother to have a surgery, and you just gotta. It's stressful anyway. But we're gonna listen to this fat acceptance person's video first because this is the video that started it off. So not started off, but this is what I was listening to. So this somebody saying, so you basically don't eat. I will point out that this woman does not even look too thin to me. She's got a normal waist to height ratio. She's got very long legs that she does have filled out. It's not like she's overly thin. She could stand to gain a little bit more muscle mass, frankly, and she likely will as she gets older if she continues to keep working out. But she just seems like a person that just is, and I don't know this woman. I don't know her content, but I do know this woman's content because she makes me laugh at how stupid she is every day. Listen, hey.
Of GMOs, processed food, meat, dairy, eggs, and sugar doesn't mean that they're not properly fueling their body.
So that's a very good point.
Of GMOs, processed food, meat, dairy, eggs, and sugar doesn't mean that they're.
So somebody's avoiding GMOs, meat, dairy, processed food. Like, I mean, and is supplementing. She's vegan, and gluten especially. She's vegan.
They're not properly fueling their body.
So I went to an ED clinic for a month.
Not a shock.
And people with all different EDs were there. But the one I had never heard of was called Orthorexia.
That's because it's not an actual ED. It's not recognized by the DSM. It's not actually recognized eating disorder. And you're only hearing about it to make yourself feel better because you're fat as fuck. Just saying.
And we did talk about it like in one of our groups, and it's one of the fastest growing EDs because.
No, it's not, because it doesn't exist. And it's not the fastest growing. The fastest growing eating disorder is binge eating disorder because we're getting fatter and fatter and fatter. How do you think that being overly conscious about your food, even if it did exist, how would you think that being overly conscious about your food is growing in popularity when we're getting fatter and fatter and fatter? Like, how? Show me numbers. Show me numbers. Like, get up out of your bed. I know you need to lay down to film all your fucking videos. Like, this morbidly obese person is about to lecture us on healthy eating. Fucking clown world.
Basically, it's revolved around only eating as perceived as like good foods or like whole foods, raw foods, organic foods, stuff like that.
Yeah, eating whole foods, raw foods, and organic foods, that's not actually an eating disorder. That's just eating food. When you eat other stuff, you're eating food products. To me, that when you eat food products as more than just something for pleasure, that's a problem. Eating whole foods is not a fucking eating disorder. You just want to eat whole foods. It's actually fucking healthy. It's what your body was designed for. Because by your definition, eating whole foods as an eating disorder, everybody then had an eating disorder 80 years ago. Everybody did. Because everything was whole foods, just about. Everything 80, 100 years ago. So everybody had an eating disorder, apparently. Before we were fat as fuck as a country, everybody apparently had an eating disorder. Maybe we should bring that shit back. That's the thing. We're trying to paint something that I am personally saying this. I think that they're trying to paint eating whole foods, being fit, being masculine, being an athlete, being athletic, setting fitness goals. There is a societal pressure to, in fact, make this seem like a bad fucking thing. And that's where orthorexia comes in. I really believe, I believe it's a coined term to try to dissuade people away from eating healthy and getting fit. And the fat acceptance people love it because then like they get like, you're going to give yourself an eating disorder. You have an eating disorder too.
Like that. And it's not like simply like, oh, I'm not going to get the snack because it has this ingredient that makes me feel weird. Like it's very this and this and this and only this is okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you want to avoid shit that could cause deleterious long-term effects like sugar on your daily basis, that's healthy. Like when you learn about food, you realize that processed sugar, processed foods are unhealthy for you. They literally make you fucking stupid. Case in point. They literally make you, I mean, when you are so fat that your body can't find another place to put fat but on your fucking forehead, maybe you should sit the fuck down instead of talking about other people's diets. Just saying.
And people always talk about EDs being about body dysmorphia, and don't get me wrong, yes, that's a huge part of it. But the other huge part no one talks about.
I love how she is like speaking from a position of authority. It's hilarious to me.
It's a disease about control. You know, growing up, I was thrown tons of information. They changed the food pyramid 3 times when I was in high school. Like, I started my first diet when I was 11. I did Weight Watchers. And then all of a sudden, when I was like a teenager, everyone's like, do keto. That's what's right. And it changes every single day. And it's so scary to feel like you're hurting yourself. So when you're getting...
You weigh 300 fucking pounds. You don't think you're hurting yourself by how you eat? It's so scary. Diets are so scary because you might be hurting yourself. Shut the fuck up. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely fucking ridiculous. Like, this woman she gluttons herself every day. Every day she gluttons herself. Period. There's not a fucking debate. I mean, this whole thing like, oh, you don't know what she eats? Too much. I know she eats too fucking much. This is not a debate. Reality exists. No matter how much we want to fucking avoid it, reality exists. It's ridiculous.
All that information and all the information scary and you don't know what to do, you start to control things in your life that you can. It's this big obsession with being healthy or what is...
Yeah, oh my God, this big obsession with being healthy. Oh my God.
Perceived as being healthy. First of all, it's okay not to be healthy.
Not really. No, if you're unhealthy it's okay to be healthy, to be unhealthy if you're not trying to, like, if you're trying your best to be healthy, that's okay. But just to be like reveling and rolling around in your fucking ill health and causing your ill health, that's not okay. That's self-harm. It's not okay. This woman's not okay. It's not okay for her to be unhealthy because she's doing it to herself. Somebody should step in. That's self-harm. And it's bad for fucking society. I mean, it is absolutely bad for society. I'm filming a short video because I'm going to start filming a bunch of shorter videos this week. But I'm filming a shorter video about, how we need to get there faster as society. It's absolutely ridiculous.
People are unhealthy. People are sick. It happens.
It does happen. And people that cause it to themselves are harming themselves.
Humans exist as flesh bags. Being healthier or perceived healthier does not make you more righteous than other people. And I didn't stitch this in an effort to, like, roast her. I think people are doing that enough in the comments. Or to, like, diagnose her. Absolutely not. Girl, I went to art school. But I think some people watch videos like this and will spiral. Because I did.
So you're worried about people spiraling out of control.
Growing up.
Sorry about that. We had to do a cat check.
Scared about what's healthy and what's unhealthy and what's right and what's wrong. I'll tell you what, as unhealthy as you perceive any food to be, it is much more unhealthy to be scared of the act of eating.
No, it's not. The act of eating that food, if you know it's unhealthy, is self-preservation. It's fucking ridiculous. it's so fucking crazy. I mean, we just witnessed a 300-pound person that gluttons himself to death on a daily goddamn basis talk about how other people are unhealthy for wanting to avoid unhealthy foods. That's how ridiculous this is. That's how out and out ridiculous this is. So let's go to a few other things here. Let's go to WebMD's signs of orthorexia. So this is WebMD, orthorexia. And what is orthorexia? Orthorexia is an unhealthy focus on eating in a healthy way. What the fuck? I mean, don't get me wrong. I think somebody can take things too far. I personally think that people that take it too far to the point where it becomes delirious about their life, where they become almost frozen in inaction, that sounds to me like it's more like obsessive compulsive disorder that just manifests itself through their food. You get what I'm saying? I would argue that we should check the other aspects of this person's life because they're probably compulsive about other shit. But orthorexia is not an eating disorder. I work with people with eating disorders all the goddamn time. It is not an eating disorder. I don't believe it is. The more I've read about it, the more I just don't believe it's. I think it's a made up term to try to frighten people to not be healthy. Everything needs balance. You do not need to eat fucking shitty food. You do not need to eat sugar. You do not need to eat flour. You do not need to eat processed foods. You do not need to eat those. Everything in balance, yeah. Protein, carbohydrates, fats of whole foods, everything in balance. Absolutely, motherfuckers. But food products are not in that equation. You obsess. So eating nutritious food is good, but if you have orthorexia, you obsess about it to a degree that can damage your overall well-being. How would that happen? Stephen Bratman, MD, a California doctor, coined the term in 1996. So he just like poof made it up in 1996. It means fixation on righteous eating. Since then, many medical professionals have accepted the concept. It isn't an official diagnosis. Now, that woman's like the woman we talked to earlier literally was like, there was a fucking like weight loss clinic for a month or something like that she went to that they talked about it. Why are we talking about it when it's not an official diagnosis? You know? But the basic idea is that it includes eating habits that reject a variety of foods for not being quote unquote pure enough. Eventually, people with orthorexia begin to avoid whole meals that don't meet their standards or that they don't make themselves. So not wanting to cook something, I'm sorry, but like I cook 90% of the food I eat just because I don't necessarily trust other people to cook my food. And I'm a good fucking cook. So it's like most of the time I can cook it better than the person. You know, I mean, it's crazy. But some experts think there are similarities in orthorexia and in eating disorders like bulimia and anorexia nervosa. I don't believe that. All are about food control. I don't believe that either. Orthorexia, if you have orthorexia, you might. And if you possibly do, because it's not a recognized diagnosis, and we're talking about it at WebMD. Ridiculous. Worry about food quality. Oh no, you worry about food quality. How fucking dare? Like, you obviously have problems. I mean, just listen to how ridiculous this is as we're going to read it, okay? So if you have orthorexia, you may worry about food quality. High levels of concern about the quality and source of food you eat could lead to anxiety. Yeah, like you mean like fake ass fucking chicken that's being sold at Walmart right now? Or I don't know, that they put fucking all sorts of endocrine disruptors in almost all your fucking food that's processed, or how they fucking throw gluten even into fucking beef jerky and shit like that. You know, so worrying about the quality of your food, what the fuck? Avoiding going out to eat or avoid eating foods prepared by others out of fear that foods you don't prepare yourself won't meet your standard. So you have standards with food. How is that? What the fuck? It's not that you're not eating, you're just cooking all your own food. I'm sorry, but again, 60 years ago, that was just called eating. You know, fear sickness. You worry about how clean your food is or if it's bad for your health. So you shouldn't worry about your fucking food. You shouldn't worry about eating food that's going to make you fucking sick. Like, how is this a disorder? This sounds like what most fucking Americans should be like. I mean, it's literally, it's fucking insanity. Show physical signs of malnutrition. When you limit the variety of foods you eat, you may not get all the nourishment you need. You could lose weight as a result. Oh no. It didn't say anything about getting too thin. It's just you might lose weight. So if you go to the point where you're eating all whole foods, preparing all your own food, guess what's going to fucking happen normally? You're going to fucking lose weight. You can always add back in more calories. This is ridiculous. Bury yourself in food research. It's one thing to spend a few minutes scanning a product label or surfing the web for more information on an ingredient, but with orthorexia, you spend hours thinking about food and planning meals. It is the fucking fuel you put in your goddamn body. What is wrong with researching it? I'm still not seeing how any of these things, especially in a fat as fuck nation when we talk about the weight loss, how any of these things are negative. Like, how are any of these things negative? Refuse to eat a broad range of foods. It's normal to avoid some foods because you don't like the way they taste or the way they make you feel. But with orthorexia, you might decide to drop whole categories of foods from your diet. For instance, you might stop eating grains or any foods with preservatives, gluten, or sugar. What the fuck would be wrong with avoiding preservatives, gluten, and sugar? Like, anybody fucking tell me how this would be a bad thing. If everybody would avoid preservatives, gluten, and sugar, I can almost guarantee you we'd have a healthier fucking population. A radically more healthy. This is insanity. I mean, it doesn't exist. Orthorexia does not exist. This is ridiculous to me. Fearing losing control. You fear that you're doing the right thing by eating healthy. And you are, motherfuckers, you are. But you may be also afraid that eating even one meal you didn't prepare, including dinner at a restaurant, can be disastrous. That sounds to me more like you have fucking anxiety disorder or anything like that. But also, if you don't know who's preparing it, you don't know what the fuck's in it. Being overly critical of your friend's choices at the same time, you may have no rational explanation of your own. How about it's unhealthy for you? How about it's unhealthy? That's a rational explanation. Finding yourself in a vicious circle. You're preoccupied with food. Food causes you to bounce between self-love and guilt as you change and restrict your diet. That I still don't see that from any. Like, the people that they label orthorexic are people like me. And I'm sorry, I love every fucking thing I eat. I love exactly how I eat. It's not like I don't occasionally, I get labeled as orthorexic all the time. Fucking ate ice cream not too long ago. I enjoy food at least like a couple times a week, and I enjoy everything I put in my mouth. I eat mostly steak and vegetables that I fucking absolutely love. Like tonight we're having fucking hot sausage and peppers. You know, I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand like what was bad about this. I mean, let's take a look at one more. So that was WebMD. And by the way, hang on. I'm cooking the healthiest omelet in the world while watching this. What kind of disorder am I going through right now? Exactly. It's so ridiculous. It's just out and out foolishness. So let's go one more here, and then we'll do some Q&A. I haven't done Q&A in a little while. So this is orthorexia warning signs. Orthorexia warning signs, and this is from Walden. Walden Eating Disorders .com. That's who this is. Walden Eating Disorders. And we're going to read what they bullshit fucking say. Orthorexia has been getting a lot of attention as of late within the eating disorder field and even mainstream media. Yeah, because they're trying to make people think that eating healthy and exercise is unhealthy for them. That's why. They're making this bullshit up as they go along to try to encourage people not to be healthy. I really mean it. And why would the mainstream media want you to be healthy? They want you to buy the fucking McDonald's, and they want you to fucking take the drugs that are 90% of their fucking advertising revenue. They don't want you to fucking work out. They don't want you to fucking eat steak. They don't want you to fucking eat like fucking vegetables. They don't want you to have an orange for fucking dessert. They want you to eat fucking pie and cake, and they want you to fucking eat the fucking processed weird ass fucking meat. That's what they want, because that will make you fucking fat and sick. And that's where they get most of their fucking ad revenue from. Reality exists. We see it. Unless you're fucking stupid, Tell me why the mainstream media wouldn't possibly want you to, like, what is in the mainstream media's best interest? It is actually against their business model for everybody to be healthy. Because if everybody was healthy, they'd lose 90% of their fucking ad revenue from big food and big pharma. If everybody was healthy, they would just lose their fucking ad revenue. As an eating disorder professional, I am about to fuck you up. I am thankful for the press that this condition has been receiving, mostly because orthorexia is a big deal. Name me one person you know of that's died of orthorexia. I know I can name you dozens and dozens of people in the last year that have died from obesity, public figures. But name me somebody that's died of orthorexia. How is it a big fucking deal? Tell me. Anybody. Anybody tell me anybody that's died. Anybody tell me that's had their life ruined by orthorexia. Anybody. Anybody tell me. Anybody. I'll wait. How is it a big deal? How is it a big deal? Well, many people living with this condition may report that it started off as a positive way to improve their health for those that have a biological, social, and psychological precursor for developing an eating disorder. These seemingly innocuous lifestyle changes can actually have very opposite effects. In our current culture, cutting out entire food groups like sugars, fats, and carbohydrates and dairy are commended. I wouldn't cut out fats ever. That's stupid. But if you don't want to eat carbohydrates, your body does not need them. And many people run perfectly fine without them. Sugar, nobody needs sugar. Sugar is a fucking drug. You're an eating disorder specialist, supposedly. You're an eating disorder professional. You're an eating disorder professional. And you're saying to people cutting out sugar is a bad thing. You fucking suck at your job. Because sugar is responsible for fucking huge portion of the fucking eating disorders we got. People are addicted to that shit. You fucking suck at your job. I'd debate you anytime and make you look like a fucking silly fool, which you already do. Foods have been given ambiguous labels that have unhelpful and even harmful labels like good and bad attached to them. Listen, ice cream's bad for you motherfuckers. Just because it has dairy and a little bit of protein in it, ice cream is almost all fucking sugar. It's bad for you. Fucking candy is bad for you. Candy bars are bad for you. They are not good for you. Alcohol is bad for you. They're not good for you at all, whatsoever. They serve no fucking purpose besides getting their energy. That's it. Sugar is bad for you. Sugar should be eaten with the same care as alcohol. It should be eaten for pleasure only. For pleasure only. It shouldn't be your breakfast. It shouldn't what you wake up to. I mean, is it your birthday? Why the fuck are you eating cake for your birthday? Pancakes, cupcakes, donuts, fried dough, cake. You know, what's up? Awesome. How you doing, baby? For this reason, many of those living with orthorexia, notice how she's not saying anybody dying with orthorexia because that shit doesn't fucking happen, can be easily identified as health conscious or healthy to the untrained eye. Oh, yes. The untrained eye. The untrained eye would label me as healthy, but I obviously have an eating disorder. Fucking ridiculous. Making many who may be suffering from malnutrition and debilitating rigidity think that their lifestyle is normal. Find me somebody that works out that has malnutrition. Like there might be these very rare cases of people who very clearly don't eat enough or something like that to fuel their fucking activity and shit like that. But if you work out a lot, you'd probably take a multivitamin too. It's like list examples. Like she said, this is a big deal. There should be just examples falling all over the motherfucking place. There should literally be just examples falling out of the fucking sky of unhealthy people from orthorexia. Find them for me. Find them. Let's find these people. Let's check to see if they have any type of obsessive compulsive disorder also, or any other mental issues like that, and see if it's just a manifestation of that. But to actually try to create out of the blue, I guarantee you this woman's fat that's writing this. This eating disorder specialist who has an eating disorder herself. And I have an eating disorder. I am 2 years, 6 months, 20 days. Since my 21 days. 2 years, 6 months, and 21 days since my last binge. What the fuck? Hell yeah. Fucking love it. Great. 31 days in July. Anyway, you guys get me. But anyway, how do we differentiate orthorexia from healthy eating? Let's go by what she breaks it down. Let's break down some of the most common symptoms of orthorexia. A fixation of the quality of food. You should all be worried about the quality of your fucking food. They spray your food with all sorts of crazy shit. They fucking use Roundup on that shit. There's so much shit. You should be very fucking concerned about the quality of food you're putting in your motherfucking mouth. You should not trust the grocery store. You should not trust the fucking USDA. You should not trust the fucking FDA to try to get you fucking healthy. You should not trust it. It just shouldn't fucking happen. This is the core of orthorexia, which doesn't fucking exist because it's not even a recognized eating disorder. But she's got the core of it. She's got the core of it, of an eating disorder that's not recognized, that doesn't exist. Individuals living with orthorexia are extremely focused and often obsessive over the quality and purity of their food. Individuals with this condition often limit go foods, those foods that are organic, farm fresh, whole, raw, and or vegan. They limit go foods. The quality of food is typically less important than the quality. The quantity of the food is less important than the quality. The quality of food is way more important than the quantity. Always. The quality of your food is less important than the quantity. If the quality of the food is high, you are getting good nutrition. As long as you get enough basic calories from there, you're good to go. Inflexible eating patterns. Someone with orthorexia is likely incredibly rigid with their food consumption. Anything considered by the individual to be bad or unhealthy will likely be avoided because they consider it bad or unhealthy, and the shit that you're going to list off is bad and unhealthy. A common example of the inflexibility is if somebody with orthorexia were stuck on an island and the only food available to them was something that they deemed unhealthy, they would choose to eat nothing. Now that is ridiculous, like completely ridiculous. People will eat once they get fucking hungry enough. I would like for her to show an example again of that fucking completely made up batshit fucking scenario. Stuck on an island, they wouldn't eat the fuck. Shut the fuck up. Name me a person like that. Name me a person like that. Severe emotional turmoil if rules are broken. If someone strays from their rigid eating patterns or from their strict self-prescribed exercise regimen, severe anxiety, distress, shame, guilt, and or depression typically follow. I mean, what did you stray? Did you binge? Are you a binge eater? And you're controlling your binging? That's something to not be too fucking happy about. I mean, how long did you fucking go? Again, show me some fucking examples. Cutting out entire food groups. This certainly tells you how rigid the orthorexic-fueled, rule-based diets can become, even though it doesn't fucking exist and it's not even a recognized eating disorder. Again, Miss Eating Disorders Professional. Elimination of entire food groups is common occurrence for the population of people, commonly including processed foods, sugars, meats, dairy products, carbohydrates, and or gluten. As long as you're getting your protein and your fat, you're fine. Processed foods and sugar should be something that should be like eliminated completely from your diet and only eaten for pleasure if you do take it in. Dairy products, some people have a hard time. There's like fucking something like 1 out of every fucking 3 people is lactose intolerant and causes inflammation. Carbohydrates, a lot of people have problems with sugar. Like we live in a fat as fuck society, and like half the population is pre-diabetic or diabetic, and we're going to actually have this discussion. And gluten is an inflammatory substance. Factually, I would, again, to her, I would openly love to debate you and make you look super fucking stupid live on camera. Constant worry about sickness and disease. Oh no, you're worried about getting sick and disease. How dare you like be concerned with your future fucking health? Do these people here, like, did she reread this? Back to the whole good versus bad foods. Many individuals with orthorexia believe that they will fall ill if they consume foods that are not whole or clean, often considering these foods to be poison. That's because there is poison in some foods, 1, and 2, like the dyes. The dyes are fucking petroleum. Like yellow number 5 is a petroleum-based fucking dye. Like you're eating oil, you know, not like fucking olive oil. You're eating petroleum, you know. Not to mention that, but like the different fucking chemicals and the fucking flavor enhancers. Don't eat anything that has a flavor enhancer in it, ever, ever, ever. But to be concerned about getting sick or diseased when we spend $3 trillion a year on chronic illness from people eating too much, drinking too much, smoking too much, when cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes is fucking skyrocketing. Like, why? More people should be like this. More, if she thinks that this is an actual thing, more people should be like this. Our society would be better. Anxiety, simply being around certain foods. I have an eating disorder, and I am very anxious around being around certain foods because I know they'll cause me to binge. This is not a fucking, like, that is ridiculous. Someone with orthorexia might feel, how do you know? Because it doesn't actually fucking exist. And name this person, might feel an intense need to separate themselves from their forbidden foods. Why the fuck wouldn't you? If you have a hard time controlling yourself around certain foods, remove yourself from that fucking food. This condition isn't typically driven by poor body image. While individuals with orthorexia might exhibit similar patterns of restriction, orthorexia isn't necessarily rooted in obsession over appearance or efforts to lose weight. Orthorexia is entrenched in the need to eat or be healthy. Whatever. Loss of weight. Although weight is not necessarily a clinical marker of orthorexia. And you know why? Because there are no clinical markers for orthorexia because it doesn't fucking exist. It's not recognized as an eating disorder. That's why there's no clinical markers. You even saying there's the clinical markers is completely disingenuous. It's like in one sentence, like, although weight is not necessarily a clinical marker of orthorexia, some cases do involve weight loss. An orthorexia, so if the person's not losing too much weight, by the way, you know, an orthorexia diet is an unbalanced diet that often results in malnutrition. Show me a case. Show me a fucking case. Show me one. Well, show me anybody that's died of orthorexia ever. While someone with orthorexia may feel as though cutting out certain foods will bring immense health benefits, they are often doing quite the opposite, depleting their own nutrition and vastly limiting food varieties. Again, this weight loss is typically not intentional. Orthorexia is not an official eating disorder in the DSM-5. It can be just as clinically significant as any of these other eating disorders featured in this manual and can have a severe physical. So it's not recognized, therefore it's not clinical. You can't have both. You can't have both. And of course she's fat. Kimberly Wick is responsible for the clinical, administrative, and financial operations of Walden's Braintree location, in addition to staffing and collaboration in local healthcare providers, community leaders, and educators. Most recently, Wick was the program director of the Walden Psychiatric Associates, coordinating the expansion of eating disorders and mental health outpatient services across New England. That's fucking terrifying. She also served as an admissions clinician for Walden, conducting clinical assessments and recommending proper levels of care for thousands of patients. That would, I mean, I'm sorry, but that's fucking terrifying, especially because she's talking about something that's not clinically recognized and saying that it's clinical. She's a licensed mental health clinician, and she attended Miami University and got her undergrad degree in anthropology and graduated from Boston College with a Master of Arts in Counseling Psychology. She's a member of the American Psychological Association, American Counseling Association, and Massachusetts Health Counselors Association. And she's openly talking about something that none of those, the APA, the ACA, or the Massachusetts Mental Health Counselor Association, none of them recognize orthorexia as a fucking eating disorder. None of them. None of them. It's bullshit. I really believe that. I believe that she and other people are absolutely just making this shit the fuck up. Right? Just literally making this shit the fuck up to try to make it seem like being healthy is bad for you. That's the fucking issue. I truly believe that. It's fucking crazy. I think it's more on the lines of OCD, ARFID spectrum, common with neurodivergence of autism. I agree. I agree with that. I'm not anxious about being around certain foods, but why be around them unnecessarily? Exactly. I'm recovering from sugar addiction, the worst addiction there is, if you ask me. Fucking horrible. It really is. I can't keep peppermint patties and soda. I mean, orthorexic. These people have a mental issue. They really do. They really fucking do. Brainwashing thousands of people to be unhealthy. That's what this is. I'm sorry, but I mean, if you can't see this, people, like they don't want you to work out. They say it's white supremacist to work out. C.T. Fletcher's a white supremacist. Mike Rashid's a white supremacist. This is how dumb this shit is. Like, CT's not black. He's blick. You know, like, I mean, what the fuck? You know? I don't even understand. Like, so we're going to paint fitness, health, eating healthy as a disordered, evil, white supremacist fucking thing? While the country's fat as fuck. I again, to anybody that's watching this that thinks that orthorexia actually exists, produce me anybody that's died of orthorexia. I can list, there are 1.6 million people a year that die from eating too much, drinking too much, smoking too much. 550,000 people a year in America are estimated to die in a weight-related fashion, an obesity-related fashion. 550,000 people a fucking year in America. That is huge. That is like way more than COVID did any fucking time, even with their fucking super ass inflated numbers. Right? Find me the fucking slew of people that are dying of orthorexia. You're not going to be able to. You know why? Because the population, like, there's only like 5% of the population that's actually physically fucking fit. Like that's actually physically fucking fit. Only like 5% of the fucking population. Alan took that out of context. I don't know what you're talking about. So let's do some Q&A. I got about 18 minutes. So I work out in my semi-truck. You have to make it fit. Exactly. Very fucking good. So, if everyone in the country was orthorexic, we wouldn't have to shut down the country for a freaking cold. This right here. This right here. For real. 98% of the available food in this country helped me beat orthorexia. Thanks, food industry, right? I just started some ribs on the slow cooker for dinner. I must have orthorexia. No shit. Crazy. It's just insane. Just insane. When all else fails, pull the race card. Exactly. That's what they're doing. Like, so being healthy is white supremacist. Fucking ridiculous. Like, completely ridiculous. Although everything's white supremacist nowadays. Everything is. So, because they got to bring race back as a big fucking feature because we have an election coming up. Want to bet? I have been taking my husky for a mile long run as close to a daily as I can. I forgot how much I love it. That's outstanding. Good for you. If orthorexia existed, we would have never survived to become the apex predators on the planet. Very good point. Very, very, very good point. What about all the people in other countries that aren't white that work out and eat healthy? Are they white supremacists also? Exactly. I mean, it's so fucking crazy. It's so insane. A clinical diagnosis gives validity to a condition that needs treatment, ergo money for treatment. It's about the money. It's about the money. Starting week 3 of NOMO today, and I've lost 4 pounds, been going to the gym 5 days a week, and for 2 weeks now, I'm saying goodbye forever to binge eating and garbage food. That is outstanding. Make sure you're hydrating really, 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 really well. Make sure to avoid any of your binge triggers or anything like that. And if you have any issues, please do reach out. And just so you guys know, here is where you can join our app. And also, we do have a couple slots of 3-month coaching open. Please do. I will be starting this week. I'll be starting a month-to-month special for you guys too. And also, here is No Morbidity, non-stimulant, non-thermogenic-based appetite suppressant made up of 4 patented ingredients, helping tens of thousands of people right now. So fucking like cannot wait for the combo of alchemy and no morbidity for people to realize that your health is in your control, because no morbidity does a great job, and I mean a fabulously fucking great job of blunting the biological mechanism that creates stomach hunger. It makes you feel fuller on less food, helps with stress relief, and it does help your body go to fat stores more prevalently than it does lean mass than if you wouldn't use it. But you still can be left with sugar cravings and stuff like that, and the glycemic response of food. Enter alchemy. Alchemy is an amazing, amazing thing. I'm going to be making short videos about the ingredients here in the next couple of days, because I cannot possibly tell you guys enough how excited I am for everybody to try alchemy. If you have PCOS, you should try alchemy. If you have problems saying no to carbs, you should try alchemy. If you have insulin resistance of any kind, you should try alchemy. If you just literally have a hard time, you eat something and you have like a glycemic response to it, you should try alchemy. It is amazing. I'm so fucking proud. So I cannot wait. We have a world to save. These two things right here, I'm telling you, no side effects. Like literally, like some people don't like the gel caps sometimes cause people to have problems, and both of these things are meant for you to be able to wean yourself off of them so you don't have to use them forever. You build healthier lifestyle habits, you get control of your shit, you get your fucking shit together, and then you wean yourself off. Go on. So let's see. I used to say I had a mild form of orthorexia, but now I think it's crazy that we as a society have normalized eating excessive amounts of low quality food from restaurants. Exactly. I would love to be able to work out again like I used to. My body has been through so much. Well, I hope you're able to, Carrie, as soon as possible. You shouldn't talk about the military. 40% of applicants are too fat. Oh, I should talk about I thought it said shouldn't. You should. Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous. We are, the level of public health in society is a national security risk. 60% of all Americans are on at least one daily medication to function or keep them alive. That is a crazy, astronomical number. 40% of America is on at least two. That is also a crazy, astronomical number. We trust the pharmaceutical industry way too much because they could literally hold America hostage. They could hold America hostage. They could say no more drugs until you appoint the people we want you to appoint, until you give us this. They could take control of the country by withholding these meds, because like tens of millions of people could die in a month if they don't get their meds. Tens of millions. We cannot live this way. We cannot be a free people and be this sickly. They have us under their thumb. Nobody wants to see. Nobody talks about this, but like I find like I'm the only one that's talking about this. Like the pharmaceutical industry has enslaved America. They can do whatever the fuck they want. They own the politicians. They own all the fucking advertising revenue. And frankly, if we would fight back against them, it would be a very fucking difficult fight, because they would just shut off the flow of fucking pharmaceuticals and we're done. Like fucking tens of millions of people would die in a month. Tens of millions of people. That is societally disrupting. I mean, that is absolutely societally disrupting. Imagine the fucking like 50 million people that are on SSRIs not getting them and just coming off them all at once. That's very, very, very fucking bad. But imagine people fucking like not being able to get their fucking heart medications, their fucking kidney medication, their fucking diabetes medications. They could fuck us. They could just absolutely fuck us, and tens of millions of people would die in a month. They could completely take over. It would be fucking crazy. Absolutely insane. They make it sound like being obsessed with the gym is a bad thing. I know, it's crazy. My therapist, who specializes in eating disorders, feels the same. Orthorexia doesn't exist. It does not exist. I just don't believe it does. Do I have ortho? I'm walking with the kids down to the farmer's market. Oh my God. You need to seek help immediately. My husband would like to know what chocolate tea you drink. Chocolate tea? I don't drink a chocolate tea. I drink chaga tea. It's chaga, not chocolate. Chaga. Hey, Alan, I practice OMAD, and lately I've been getting extremely tired after eating. What can cause this? I mean, it could just be that your belly's nice and full and you have like a little food coma going on, you know? It could be a blood sugar thing. I don't know. So, did you recently change up what you were eating, or it could just be your body is just, trying to spend all its energy eating the one meal or processing one meal. Alan's coaching gave me orthorexia. Jad, you shut the fuck up. But I'll take it as a compliment almost. What's wrong with being white? I don't know. They're trying to make a lot of shit wrong with it. So, working construction 4 times a week, still do workouts and bike rides off each day. Active equals happy. Yep. Completely agree. Currently pumping iron with while tuning in. That's awesome. Orthorexia on full fleek, right? 90% of what I eat is whole foods and made by my husband. Good for you. Will Alchemy have a bottle discount like the first? We'll have a multi-bottle discount like the first one? Yes, it will, Renata. Yes. 1, 3, and 6 bottles will be able to purchase for availability. I'm also working on getting a dual pack where you can get 1 of each, 3 of each, and 6 of each, just as like a very serious discount. So we'll see. We'll see. And Alchemy should be the 15th, a week from tomorrow. So excited. Let's see. It's really helped me wanting to smash my face with fast food. It really helped with wanting to. Oh, helped you not do it. Okay, good. Let's see here. It's machine greens and reds. I have it right here. I'm getting ready to take mine. So I'm going to take that with some hydroglyph to replenish some electrolytes because I can almost fucking feel it. Today was hot and good. I liked it. My first day back. Max bench press, couldn't fucking tell you. Don't know, don't care. Haven't even thought about it in a while. Don't even give a shit. They did take control for 2.5 years and people complied. I know, crazy, right? Absolutely fucking crazy. Absolutely fucking insane. Yeah, but max bench press, I have no fucking idea. Don't care. If people ate real food only, they wouldn't need their meds. To a great degree, yep. Been able to lower my insulin dose by 20% by cutting out processed stuff and making sure vitamins and minerals are right. That's outstanding, Jumbo. That is outstanding. That's a terrifying thought. Tell me about it. People don't realize it. I think I'm the only person talking about it, but we have that many people that are that sick in society right now, and they're all on pharma. We could be fucked. They could fuck us. They literally could take control. They could take control of the country. And the fucked up thing is, people don't even realize this. Like Pfizer and a bunch of other companies are all owned by Vanguard, and all the other pharmaceutical companies are owned by BlackRock. So the 2 companies that own all the fucking shit in the fucking world own all the fucking pharma. That should terrify the fuck out of everybody. Being sickly, needlessly, being like a lifestyle-driven chronic illness makes you a slave to pharmaceutical industry, and there are so many people that is enslaving all of us. Exactly, 100% prescription drugs are mostly made of salt and sugar filler instead of the actual medication. Yep. There's always a chance for someone to overdo something like their diet, exercise, but that's not the majority. Oh yeah, absolutely. 4 weeks on Nomo, and I'm down almost 10 pounds. It's all in the consistency of eating right, drinking enough water, and going for a walk every day. Boom, Sarah, that is outstanding. Congratulations, you're doing awesome. I want to thank Alan for the No Morbidity. It's helping me so much. You're very welcome. Thank you for supporting us. We appreciate it. I'm trying to cut down further on my processed carb intake. What would be a recommended serving size of rice? Rice isn't super processed, but a cup of rice a day, I would be interested in the multi-pack, especially mixed with Nomo. Yeah, I'm definitely working with them on that. I need Alchemy. It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Added Ember to my regimen. Went from couch cushion to feeling super energized. Definitely the boost I needed. It is a very high stimulant. That's for fucking sure. I might actually add some some Ember back in. I got it right here. I got a full bottle right here. I might add it back in. I've been trying to stay away from caffeine, but I might take one, half of one in the morning. So I bought 6 bottles of No Morbidity. Outstanding. I've been trying to get down to 175 and was stuck between 176 and 179 for weeks. After 2 weeks on Nomo, I've reached 174. Boom! That's what I'm saying. This is even after not being to eat healthy or go to the gym during the first week. That is outstanding. That is out-fucking-standing. Great goddamn job. Is Alchemy going to be available at the Vitamin Shop on the 15th? I don't think the 15th. I do believe a week or two later it will be. And there's going to be we're going to have its own little box thing for No Morbidity and Alchemy together and stuff like that too. As someone who worked in the industry, Vanguard and BlackRock own a large percentage of stocks. Is more complicated than they own the world. Vanguard is shareholder owned. The only cases I could see this aimed at is when you get bodybuilders, mostly women, who eat insanely low calories and have ridiculously low body fat and don't believe that they can eat more. Well, I mean, that's for competition. That's a different thing. That's a different thing. Yeah, I do half an Ember. A full Ember just fucking makes my teeth chatter. So, hey, when Alan grabs his head, it's like it makes me feel so insecure about my biceps. My arms aren't even that big anymore. My arms run about 17 to 18. They used to be 19 to 20. So I'm not even big anymore. All right, guys, we are at our time. I will be back tomorrow, and I'm going to be filming all sorts of videos this week. Freestanding videos, not just the lives. There's going to be a bunch of other stuff going up on the channel, all sorts of stuff. But I hope all of you had a great day. It's great to be back. We'll talk to you guys soon. God damn.